Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes again. This is going to be the Taroscopes for the sign of Sag. That's Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, or Sagittarius Rising for the month of September 2023. It seems like I just did this yesterday for last month. We do have an interesting month. It's a very different, I think, energetic month than the last couple of months, which have been very disruptive, challenging, eye-opening. A lot of things coming to fruition, especially in August. This month, we have a little bit of a respite. All of the planets from Jupiter onward, and Jupiter turns retrograde on 4th. That is your ruling planet. It's turning retrograde in Taurus. As Jupiter turns retrograde in Taurus, that means Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are all retrograde. So all the outer planets are retrograde, which kind of leaves us to ourselves. We have Venus and Mercury both starting the month retrograde. Venus, however, does change and shift on the 3rd. She has been retrograde in Leo. For you, Leo is your house of where is Leo? Leo for you is your 9th house. So the truth. The truth, yes. That's what Sagittarius is about. It's all about truth, finding the meaning, right? And there's been a lot of things that have happened that have helped us to at least have to look at, what does this all mean, right? What does this all mean? Which means you Sagittarius are pretty busy because people always come to you to find out, what does this mean? What's going on, right? The Sag, the philosophical one, the big picture, Sagittarius. And we've had quite the picture to look at. This month is much more internally, I believe, internally oriented. And we do have Mercury retrograde in Virgo. And that is your house of the outer world. And so you start the month relatively shy, I guess we could say. And then on the 15th, Mercury goes direct. It stays in its shadow for all of the month, but at least after the 15th, it's moving forward. So things that maybe have been feeling a little stuck in your career house starts to move forward by the middle of the month. We do have a new moon in Virgo. Again, that is your house of your career house, the 10th house. And so you will probably, it's a good time. And that new moon in Virgo occurs on the 14th. That's actually a good time to plant seeds for a new project or something new in your career house. Mercury goes direct the next day after that new moon, and so there is a little bit of an energy of well, it's actually a powerful time because Mercury is stationed, meaning it's standing still, and that builds a lot of power in a planet. So this really is like a good time to start something new when it comes to that. Yeah. And we also have the sun moving into Libra. Libra is your house of friendship. And so you might find yourself spending more time with friends once the sun moves into Libra. That happens on the 23rd. That's also for you in the southern hemisphere. That's your spring equinox. It's our fall equinox here in the northern hemisphere. And it is a time of balance, right? The equinoxes are a time when light and dark are equal. Here in the northern hemisphere, did I say equinox? I should have said, yeah, equinox. From the equinox on, the light starts to decrease, and in the southern hemisphere, the light starts to increase. So up here in the northern hemisphere, it's a little bit more it's the beginning of more introspective time, whereas the southern hemisphere is a time of when you start to sort of come out of your house a little bit more and spend more time in the light, so to speak. And then on the 29th, we have a full moon in the sign of Aries. For you, Aries is your house of creativity and children and romance, actually. So something may come of that. Full moons are, and this is the full moon in relation to the new moon in Virgo. So you can plant a new seed in that new moon in Virgo on the 14th, and you'll start to actually see the fruition of that cycle. On by the time the 29th rolls around, and we're activating the 5th and the 11th house. So it's those are both houses associated with love and love and appreciation. So sounds like a pretty exciting time for you guys. All right. So I've been starting these reads this month with a look at an oracle pull from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. Artwork by Lily Moses. I love the art in this, and the book is actually pretty good. They give a lot of good information. I am going to read from the book. In this case, why reinvent the wheel? That's what I say. Well, sometimes I'll get an impression from a card as well. But I do like what they have to say in the book. So, all right, what do we have? Protection Guardian. Drop your shields. Isn't that beautiful art? Protection Guardian. Okay, let's see what it says. This deck is separated into like guardians and seasons and sacred ones. So let's see. Guardian messages. Protection Guardian. 112. Okay. I'll hold it up. Such a pretty card, right? I talk about how beautiful the artwork is, and then I don't show it to you. I like her peacock feathers on her head. Peacocks are associated with Mot, the goddess of justice, actually. Cool. Drop any shield of shame, resistance, and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. Shine on. You may have encountered shame and embarrassment in your past, but that is not your present. Angels are drawing close at this time to help you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions, patterns that may be making you feel unsafe. Know that angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you to move forward in a more fearless way. Call on your guides for help in changing your frequency so you can feel safe and protected at this time. You are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestor guides are here to help you realize this now. So, yeah, so there's a good chance of some decent fun this month if you can let your guard down. So let it on down. Okay, I am going to be using the Wildwood Tarot deck, I think, for the Sag reading. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. Just give me a moment to shuffle them up. Okay. So the last couple of months have been pretty intense. Last month, August was quite the month. A lot of revelations, a lot of things that we were waiting to come to fruition came to fruition. And this month of September is a time of sort of putting that all in perspective. In perspective in the larger world and in your own world. Because we see what's going on in the outside world, and we have to like start thinking about how that is, can affect us as well. We are part of this beautiful, wonderful, scary, sometimes crazy world, and we're gonna have to have some sort of plan. Okay. Something dropped to the floor here. Let me grab it. Excuse me. This part does not want to come up. This is what fell to the floor. So what falls to the floor comes to the door. That's what we say here in I've been saying it for years. And we have the three of vessels: joy, friendship. This is a great time of joy and friendship for you, and fun. So take it in, Sag. Take it in. Take it in. So we start with the Eight of Arrows, struggle. It has been a struggle. It has been sort of walking through the slings and arrows, but none of these arrows have hit you. So you're almost there. You're almost there. Let's see the challenge. This is the 10 of arrows in this deck. It's called instruction. It's not the 10 of swords like it is in other decks. The challenge is you've made it through, and now you have to show others how to make it through. This is the challenge is for you to teach what you know. And you know how you have had to move through some pretty challenging roads in your life. And people are going to be experiencing what you've experienced. And there's a guide, and you are that guide. And so you need to put that guide, put the guidebook has to come. You have to, I know you've written the guidebook, so you have to put it out there. The challenge is, how do I get that out there? How do I get my wisdom from my experiences of walking through the challenging times, the times of scarcity, the times of when all I had was the wisdom, and see, this person is carrying their light, and they're carrying it through a time of challenge and darkness, which is kind of where we're at right now for most people, are feeling pretty stressed out and challenged, and really kind of hopeless. And the challenge is, how do I instruct people to find their way through that? Let's see what's underneath it. We have the Empress with a green woman in this deck. This is your power as a creator, the creatrix, the matrix. This is abundance. So while the road has been scarce and challenging and challenged, what stands underneath it is your ability to create, to remember that you are the creative principle. Let's see what's in the past. We have the World Tree. This is the World card. It means that there has been something that has come to an end in the recent past. A way of being, perhaps, a relationship. Maybe there was some family karma that came to roost, so to speak, and it's done and it's over, and now you're on a new path. Now you're on a new path. This was the old path, and now you're on a new path. Let's see what's in the sky. Happiness. Trust it. Trust it. It's there for you. It's there for you. In the immediate future, we have the Sagittarius card, balance. This is raising the Kundalini. This is walking the straight and narrow. This is an initiation. You're going through an initiation process. course, initiation means something new, right? You initiate something. So an initiation is an ability to move from where you were to where you're going, where your future lies, so to speak. How other people see you, both as a healer and as somebody who is going through the process of healing. Domestic situation. Seven of Bows, it's clearance. It's time to burn away the old stuff, the dross, the stuff that no longer serves you. Look through what you have, and fix what needs to be broken. So there may be something in your house that needs a little attention. You need to deal with it. Your life is going to start to go, I think, in directions that are both exciting with new opportunities, but you need to sort of clear out the stuff that doesn't work anymore, whether that's actual things, could actually be actual things, like that big fluffy chair that you've had for 30 years and you finally, like, it's threadbare and maybe it's time to let it go, or maybe it's time to reupholster it and give it a new life, right? So stuff like that. Let's see. Hopes and fears. This is the shaman card. This is the magician. You hope that you can do it, right? You have the ability to focus your intention. Yeah. Sometimes the shaman or the magician card is a manipulative card, but I don't feel that from you. I don't feel like you ever feel manipulated. I feel as though you usually are right on target with your with the decisions that you make. A decision is made and you go for it, right? You're sort of over the manipulation thing. Manipulation is much more of a Scorpio energy, and you're a Sag, so you've moved through that on some level already, and you've sort of left that behind. So hopes and fears that you have the concentration and the ability, and I will say you do. We have the Queen of Arrows here as the outcome. This is the Queen of Swords. This is, again, this energy of somebody who has been through it all and has the wisdom. This card reminds me of, if you've ever seen a swan in, sort of gliding through the water, it looks effortless. But if you look under the water, they're really pumping those little feet, right? So, and the water is sort of the unconscious. So there's this sense of you floating across, and everybody saying, "Wow, look how easy that is for her. Look, or him. Look how they just glide." And they're not seeing how hard it was for you to get there. But that old "don't let them see you sweat" thing. That's very fire sign. And I picked one more to see if I can get a major arcana, or I usually pick up to 3 to see if I get a major arcana, and we get the Sun card. So this is really about shining your light. These cards are fantastic. Underneath it all, we have empowerment, the 5 of Bows. Okay. The Knight of Cups, the Knight of Vessels. A little bit of a slinky energy there. And the Stag, which is this is the Strength card in this deck. As above, so below. As within, so without. As you sow, so shall you reap. You have done your work, and now you get to enjoy that. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, Sagittarius. It's a good thing. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you would. I do personal readings. I do 60-minute readings or 90-minute readings. If it's your first reading, I do prefer the 90 minutes if you can afford it. I try to keep my prices reasonable. So there's a link below to contact me. Otherwise, you can just give me a thumbs up or share the reading, and that helps me as well. Um, have a wonderful month. Looks like you're going to have some fun this month, and boy, do you deserve it. All right, Sag. Much love. Namaste.